All right, breaking news, breaking news. Joaquin Buckley versus Ian Garry, UFC Tampa.
Remind me, what did you say earlier in the week exactly? I know you presented the idea.
Yeah, so I actually put together a little clip. Maybe I can play it, but to give you the gist real quick,
Okay.
um, I was saying, Ian Garry's left without an opponent, right? For
Okay.
UFC Tampa. He signed for that date though. It was supposed to be Colby Covington with all that trash talk. And then Kamaru Usman and Joaquin, obviously Joaquin's been calling out Kamaru, right? He wants to fight
Right.
before the end of the year. That's Joaquin's little deadline. I want to fight before the end of the year. The last card of the year is UFC Tampa. So he's been pushing for that date. With Ian without an opponent and Usman kind of ignoring Buckley, it just made sense to put them together. And there's no main event, right? We looked it up, and there's no main
Right.
event for that date yet, so it needed a fight.
Right. No, when I found out Joaquin versus Ian is it's official. The determination that Joaquin has and the will to put himself in this position for the biggest fight in his life, in his career, to get him to that next stage of becoming a contender and for a shot at the title in 2025. It takes something like his will is so strong to succeed that his determination got him to this point.
Right. No,
I mean,
seriously. And I mean, he's taking on a big fight, right? This is like one of those classic 50-50s. You got two surging guys, they're both really talented, so it's not really for us to even take away from one guy and trash the other. It's like this is like a 50-50 fight. Ian Garry is a beast for taking this one. Joaquin's a beast for taking this one.
and that clip that they have, when was that clip when Ian Gary's telling Joaquin like, hey, yeah, why would I fight? Why would I fight up if I'm looking to fight down?
If I'm not mistaken, that was before Buckley made his welterweight debut last year.
Okay, so that's been over a year.
Yeah, I believe Buckley had made the drop down to 170, announced he's going to be fighting at 170, and he was looking for an opponent to debut against. And I believe he was trying to call out Ian. Or that was after his first win at like welterweight. After he knocked out Fialho, or I believe that was his first fight at welterweight.
It's an interesting conversation because it's almost like the cool kids in school. Like, I can't hang out with you because you're here and I'm way over here with all the athletes.
Yeah,
You know,
for Ian
Buckley,
to be like that with Buckley
yeah.
at first.
And some fighters are just fighters where they're like, dude, I don't give a fuck.
Right. Like,
And
I see
Buck,
you, I think I could take you. Let's go.
well, yeah, but it's just that, like, bro, like, Ian is so strategic in his career, in his plan, in his path to be successful that this challenge he's about to take on is something he cannot run from. And I don't I think I don't know if you texted to me or how you said it, but if he stays on him and real close to him, those hands are deadly.
Deadly. Yeah, for sure. And that's what it's going to be. It's going to be Ian's range versus Buckley's power on the inside, right? You're going to have to get past that range if you're Joaquin. Ian's proven he likes to pop shot. Now, I saw a comment, so we'll get into this one comment I saw. I commented back telling him he's out of his mind, with all due respect. But so somebody's already thinking that, like, Ian's got better grappling than Joaquin. So if we're going to go into some of the X's and O's, Ian 1000% doesn't have better grappling than Joaquin because Ian didn't grow up in America. Ian grew up in a place where wrestling isn't even a fucking sport as far as like high school academics, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Joaquin's a high school wrestler. Not only that, but he made it to a state tournament. You got to win, like, you got to place at two tournaments before that to get to state, right? Like two regional tournaments. So
Gotcha.
Joaquin's a beast in wrestling. Like, he's done very well for himself at like a high school level. With that said, he's obviously like trained grappling throughout the rest of his career. So he's actually primarily a grappler, Joaquin. He learned
By
striking
by nature.
by nature. That's his first martial art he learned.
Okay.
Ian's got better grappling than Joaquin. That's a bad read. If anything, obviously, you're going to say that Ian might have the striking advantage, right? Because Ian came up a striker, Joaquin came up a wrestler. Now they're both MMA fighters. That's basically the backstory.
Yeah, I think that I don't. I'm interested to see how improved Ian Garry's jiu-jitsu game is since he's been training down in Brazil. He showed off some of the tools versus MVP. He almost tapped MVP. But I think he's going to be cautious because he doesn't want to lose. He doesn't want to have that undefeated record tarnished where I feel like he's so strategic in just trying to win every round, but he's not really winning. Like these last two fights weren't that. I mean, they were good, but I don't know.
Are you talking about how Ian kind of like wins rounds?
Yes.
And you're thinking that he's not going to try to go for takedowns on Joaquin? I mean, to be honest with you, it doesn't make sense. Like, if you're looking at it from Ian's perspective, you're not super like, oh, grappling's my ticket to victory with Joaquin. So I don't even know where that narrative's coming from that fan or something like that. I think Ian's best strategy is to strike with Joaquin. Now, where that kind of X factors play in there, it's like, I don't know if Ian can sit down on his punches in the pocket with Joaquin. I think he has to keep that little pop shotty type of like game plan that he does usually.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I guess just to kind of go back when Ian Garry, he almost submitted MVP.
He did.
He almost
with the rear naked choke.
Yeah, he almost submitted him. So what I'm interested in is he sharpening
his submissions
in Brazil?
Got you.
How can he not? Right?
I'm sure he has.
He's with a bunch of guys there, but at the same time, this is what makes it a very intriguing fight.
And I mean, another X factor, right? You got Ian training in Brazil with Damian Maia, right? The best MMA grappler, kind of like to date.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got Joaquin. He's training with the B team. One of the best gyms as far as grappling goes, as far as pure grappling
mm-hmm.
in America, at least, right? That's where, not Gordon Ryan, but Nicky Rod, the guy who just won CJI.
Okay.
In the open weight bracket, he comes from the B team.
Okay.
That's who Joaquin was training with before the Wonder Boy fight.
Okay, got you.
So anything, right? Anything, and Craig Jones. You're familiar with Craig Jones?
Yeah, he's about to fight Bo Nickel.
No. Craig Jones is the guy who created CJI.
Okay, got you. Okay.
Yeah, that grappling event. So he also trains at B team. So these are elite grapplers that Joaquin's training with.
Okay.
So really, it's gonna, Joaquin, if anything, it's gonna be the same thing like Wonder Boy and Joaquin. He can be the one to take down Ian, most likely. So I mean, Ian's ticket to victory is if you look at it on paper, he can't really sit down in the pocket with Joaquin. He's got to pop shot him. It's going to be tough to wrestle Joaquin. Kind of crazy because I think a lot of people won't look at it like that and they'll probably favor Ian.
Well, I mean, it's what's funny? How much has changed in a year? Last year at this time, because of the whole thing with his wife and the WAG book, he's turned off his social media comments. Like they were hiding from people. Fast forward to where we're at right now in a year, and people are now rooting again for Ian.
Yeah. Well, are they?
I mean, there is a piece that are, yeah.
Because he's been quiet.
So
people have kind of like reset. They're kind of like,
Right.
And Ian, he's got a lot of star power. I made a Instagram post about Ian calling out Shavkat yesterday and Joaquin, and they both did more numbers than the injury announcement itself with Bilal.
Interesting.
Yeah, so Joaquin did 1,300 likes and 82 comments. And then Ian, his popped up on the Explore page, so he got like 5,400 likes 144 comments.
Mm.
But then you take Bilal's fucking injury announcement, and he got 479 likes.
Mm.
So these guys, have a lot of star power. Is all I'm saying about that one.
What's interesting is like this conversation probably happened between all their camps a week ago to solidify everything, right?
I mean, I don't know because keep in mind, they're both calling out Shavkat yesterday. They must have got the call yesterday.
True. So imagine that conversation with Ian Garry. Imagine Hunter with Ian, and Ian probably initially like, I don't know, man, like fight up, like no, I want to fight Shavkat, or for the interim, and he got they shut that down, right?
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't get the chance to fight Colby, and they had to have sold him on the fact like, well, listen, if you really want to prove who you are and get into the top 5, you in headline this fight, we got a guy for you who's hungry. You can beat him, right, Ian?
Right.
Well, let me go run it by the wife. Hold on. babe. You know what I mean?
Here's why. Yeah, no, I hear you. And I think, go on.
No, I'm sure that he probably had to bite his tongue a little bit and be like, all right, yes, I guess let's do it. But I bet in his mind, this is where you prove that you're willing to fight anybody.
Yeah. And I'll give it the devil's advocate, right? I'll give it the devil's advocate and say that, maybe Ian, when he got the call, maybe Ian was like, okay, I'm a champion. Okay. Because I'm going to say it like this.
Because we know Joaquin said, like, bro.
We know Joaquin said, yeah, we don't even got to question it. Yes.
Run that motherfucker, dog. Come on, homie.
Yeah. And, but with Ian, I'll give him that credit. He always seems to be about it, even though he said he doesn't want to fight lower names, especially in that video with Joaquin. I'll give Ian the credit there. So we'll be split on that one. Maybe he wasn't too down, but hey, maybe he was. So,
Well, because you're thinking in your mind, like, oh shit, there's a chance to fight Shavkat for the interim title.
You're going from that perspective. So it's like now you're going to fight a lower ranked contender instead of like an interim title fight.
Because let's just say I wake up and I hear the news. Oh shit, Bilal's out. Call my agent. Hey bro, like, hey, do you think they're going to put me in there? There's an interim title belt. Like, man, now we're going to get in. That wave, you go from here to like, oh, all right. Fuck. And I got to fight him? Fuck. Like, all right. Like, now you got to earn. Like, he's literally going to have to earn to get into the top 5.
Yeah, I hear you. And how about this one too? Like, that begs the question. Does Ian deserve the Shavkat fight, right? Or does he deserve a Buckley fight with the performances he's put on in his last 2 fights?
I think that the matchmakers made a really good call here. I think that you called it earlier in the week, thinking about it and putting these 2 guys together. I would have loved to see the Colby fight just because I want to see Colby get his ass whooped. But this gives both of these men a chance to see where they're really at and where their career can go in 2025. And I'll kind of start where I'll finish where I started off at. Joaquin has willed his way into this conversation in the past 12 months. How many fights is this now? 3? This will be his
4th.
So
he fought Vicente,
Nur
Sultan,
Stephen
Wonder Boy.
So to March, May, October, December. These St. Louis boys, Charles Energy Johnson and Joaquin Buckley, are creating their own destiny right now. The will to wake up and to be so determined to want to succeed. And I don't know what their motivation is behind the scenes, but people need to take notice because these are what great people do in their lives to become someone great, and I have nothing but the utmost respect for him to do this and to put himself in this position and his family in his position. If he walks away with the win from that and we're rolling into 2025 and he's in the top 5 and he needs one more fight for a title shot, wow. Wow. Write a book. Put together.
Mm-hmm. I'll give you a quick answer. You probably already know, but if when I ask myself that same question, where does the motivation come from to fight this much? It's his grandma. You know, I think he's trying to make a big bag to take care of his grandma while she's still alive. I'm sure she's only got a few years left,
Mm-hmm.
right? I mean, I wish her to have the most years left. But in his mind, he's probably planning for the worst, which is like a few. And I think he just wants to get there to where he can say, like, I gave her something, and be proud of it. I think everybody wants to do that,
Yeah.
you know, or like,
Yeah.
so he has the potential to like make this money at this moment in time. And he's not really stopping or slowing down at all. Plus, he just had a daughter, so he's got 2 kids. You know,
Yeah. And I think that when you find those things, those woods of fire to throw on to motivate you, to get you up in the morning, to go and do this every day, day in and day out, you get consumed with it. And I think he right now is consumed of becoming great. And we're seeing literally like a real life story play out. Now he has to win, right? Win or lose, though, I think that it's something that I look up to him and admire it.
for sure,
Yeah.
for sure. He's a beast, man.
Yeah.
Now, I think as many topics as I can think of, I'm trying to get out. So this might not be the last one, but it could be the last one. Um, begs the question, right? People are gonna call me crazy, but I'm gonna tie it all together for you.
Yeah.
So just sit tight, and hear it out.
All right.
I'll give you the cliffhanger, right? I'll give you the big main event first. Should Joaquin Buckley be the number one contender if he beats Ian Garry on December 14th in the main event at UFC Tampa?
I think he needs one more win. One.
Okay, now hear me out.
Okay.
Because I think most people would say he needs one more win until I tell you this,
Okay.
and tell me if you feel the same.
All right.
Shavkat,
Uh-huh.
what was that? Who did he fight to get that title shot again?
Stephen Thompson last.
Who did Buckley fight last?
Stephen Thompson.
Okay, so Joaquin's going to get that win over Ian Garry. Keep in mind, they both have a win over Stephen Thompson. Buckley just knocked him out. Shavkat finished him. So just with that in mind, they both fought Stephen in their last fight, but Buckley risked his spot again and fought Ian in the main event, saved the card, right? Because they need a main event now.
Yeah.
If Joaquin turned that down, they're still screwed. Give me your thoughts.
Yeah, I think that, I mean, it's possible. I don't think it would happen because you still have, I mean, you still have JDM. They're saying what JDM is going to fight in Sydney, right? In Q1. So I know they're either trying to do JDM, Leon, JDM, Kamaru Usman, someone within that range of that top 5, right? Colby, I don't know, and retire. Just don't even be in the top 15 anymore. And
well, he's got to fight someone.
dude, just retire, bro. It's done. You had a good run. Bye. And Bilal comes back, let's say in 6 months. Shavkat, let's just say, okay, Shavkat fights for the interim. I mean, it's possible. It's possible. It's possible. It's not It's not far. Like,
How about this one, right? Because it's a little brash, right? I'll be honest, saying that Shavkat gets overlooked, right? What's he gonna do after Joaquin surpasses him for the title shot? He's got to fight more guys. So how about this? Is Joaquin the next up for the winner of Bilal versus Shavkat when that happens? If he beats Ian in December, is he next up in line? Is that guaranteed? No more fighting. Title shot next. Winner of Bilal versus Shavkat.
Let's look at this. Let's look at this.
Because I'm gonna be real, dude. And
hypothetically, Ian's still number 7.
Still 7.
Still 7. So you still have Leon, Kamar, Shavkat, JDM, Sean Brady. Now, if he beats him, you push out Colby at that number 6 spot. You put, and I guess it's going to matter how, if he knocks him out, if it comes to a decision, right? But if he beats him, you move Colby down. You all the way back down to like number 9, 10. You move Joaquin right up to number 6. I don't think they pass Joaquin past JDM, maybe past Sean Brady. maybe Sean Brady at number 5, and then you have Ian Garry, Sean Brady right there, and you still have JDM, Shavkat, Kamara, Leon Edwards, and Bilal. And this goes to say who fights in as for the interim belt in December. Then you got JDM in Q1. A lot of things are going to pan out in these next 3 to 6 months. Like I said, it's not far fetched. It could happen. I think things
could happen. I hear what you're saying. There's a lot of movement. There's still a little bit further down in the rankings, and they're both right below the top 5.
Yeah.
So I get what you're saying. I just feel like when you talk about those top 5 guys, most of them aren't ready. Kamaru's not ready. And I hate that they keep fucking putting Kamaru's name in the mix right now, saying that he's calling out Shavkat when he's just tweeting emojis. Like, can you at least write a word to qualify to put your name in the hat? Like, a fucking emoji doesn't count.
And here goes the thing, too. It's like when we start talking about these fighters of the year, we said Alex Pieta because of how active he is. When he went, just put me in. I don't give a fuck. Joaquin's like that. Just put me in. I don't give a fuck.
And wait, and that's my point. Is the reason why I say number 1 contender is actually, literally, this is part of my point, is because in my mind, I'm already thinking the storyline. Unranked to number 1 contender inside a calendar year, 3 finishes over ranked opponents, all ranked above you.
If he gets a spectacular win, knockout,
he should be a nominee for Fighter of the Year. I'm not saying he deserves Fighter of the Year because he's not a champion. But because he's not a champion like Alex and Ilya. But a nominee. Nominee. And people think I'm crazy. People think I'm glazing. But you know what? Everyone else is hating. Everyone else is hating on this guy. And I'm the only one who doesn't have that hate in my heart. And I can see the talent. That's how I feel.
But why are they hating, though? What are they hating on?
Not everyone's hating, but the people who would, I'll put it like this. The people who would say to me, right, you're crazy if he's a nominee for Fighter of the Year. I think that you're a hater.
You know what's funny? If someone were to watch this and like just tapped in, like, damn, are these guys arguing? They don't like each other. Like arguing because we're so heated about the actual about
the fight.
Yeah, well, why would you hate on him? What the fuck? That don't even make sense and shit.
Don't even make sense.
It may not make sense. And and I love how Joaquin loves to he's like very playful, bro. He's like very he likes to crack jokes and talk shit. And even when that clip they show with Ian Garry, a part of me, if someone came to me and started talking to me like that, I would take it out like, dog, what the fuck are you saying, bro? But he was able to kind of keep his he seemed more mad at DC than he should be mad at Ian Garry.
He was laughing while Ian was like kind of like insulting.
Yeah, I kind of would take it I kind of would have took it like disrespect. Like, what fool? Like, man, let's step outside. What's up then? Like, that's just where my mind would have gone, but he kind of was able to like let it kind of shrug off, and I'm like, all right, you big boy right now. I see you. I'll be coming though.
Facts. Yeah, I mean, and there's another video too where he approached Ian and his girl.
Okay.
In that same week. If you look back on Joaquin's Instagram, you'll probably find it. I think it was actually after he won his like welterweight debut in the UFC. He must have stuck around the UFC PI for that week, and he started like hassling Ian for a fight after he got the first one.
And this is the prime example of what I'm saying is Joaquin has forced himself into the conversation. He is like you know how people have that vision. And they say, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that. And I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that. And I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that. And then all of a sudden you're there. When a year ago, bro, you were not outside looking in like you were trying to get into the club. Like they weren't even letting you in the club. Like you're like, hey, you know what? Let me wash dishes.
Yeah.
Like I'll go clean the fucking tables, and I'll go do that. Oh shit, now I'm security. Oh shit! And hey, now I'm fucking like I'm in the bottle service and shit. He's
quickly too, right? Quickly,
but
within 10 months so far.
Yeah, and that determination in even when he got on the microphone, when he was at UFC 300 when he went on the microphone.
Yeah, in April.
Right, he did all these things to keep himself buzzing, all in the ring and outside of the ring. Where he became a force where it was undeniable, and he backed it up with the wins. Because without the wins, none of this matters. This all just drops to the wayside. It's like, oh, all right, cool. But no, I next time you talk to him and you ask him a question, say, hey, that MMA homie just had a question, like, where do you get the will and the determination from? Is it from your? If it's from his grandmother, that's a burning fire that no one will be able to turn off.
No.
Nobody.
And I mean, another one that we talked about in the past, and I'll ask him exactly what you just said, but I've asked him too in the past about, like, because both of his parents passed away
Mm,
when he was young.
mm.
And that was another one where he's like, you know, I just kind of like learned that life is short, you know, so you got to live your life.
Mm-hmm.
You can't like sit back and stuff like that because, you know, when he was like, I think like in high school, both his parents had passed away already. So he feels like, you know, life is so short from a perspective he's seen from a young age that he's like, I got no time
Yeah.
to waste, right? I got no time to waste.
You know,
And it shows, right? That kind of shows.
and I was
He's got no time to waste.
yeah, and I was looking at the journey here. You know,
And he's only 30, dude.
yeah. Well,
Only 30.
I'm looking at the journey, bro. Like 2000, I think it's was it 15 from where we're at now, and from the first fight in the UFC that he lost to Kevin Holland, and then you know he had those the loss to Imavov and Chris Curtis before he went on this run. Those are have to be humbling experiences. But there's another determination. There's another will to not let it deter you from your ultimate goal. Because I'm sure those two what he had with Chris Curtis, like that was a TKO too. Like, damn, like you know, that's a hard pill to swallow. You need a loss to get a win. You need to like get knocked down to rise even higher.
Right.
And evidently he's rising. And this is going to be a really exciting fight. Win or loss, I mean, wow, just it's unbelievable what you have done for yourself in the past 12 months to put yourself in his position. And I wish nothing but the best for him.
Yeah.
Ian,
Same here.
Ian Garry could shake it off and still come back and go on another tear, you know?
I mean, realistically, they both could. Because, like I said, Joaquin's 30.
Yeah, but this is the time for Joaquin right now. Right now.
Right now is definitely a really good time for him. But just to put it out there, like, let's say Ian, like, I mean, because like you just said, right? If Ian loses, he can come back too. But it's like, I think this fight right here is like the Brendan Allen, Fluffy Hernandez fight pre-UFC. Both guys are, like, whoever loses this is going to continue to succeed.
Yeah.
You know, the level of pressure and skill that they're going up against right now against one another, you're not going to feel this type of buzz or skill level in much of their other competition moving forward.
Yeah.
I will say Bilal is probably high level Shavkat, but you think that Ian is going to be scared to fight Kamaru if he gets past Buckley? You think Buckley's going to be scared to fight Leon if he gets past Ian? Not that they're ever scared, but my point is it's going to be an even easier feat for them, I feel like. That's just a prediction.
And here's what you said. Like, let's get him to that point.
So, okay, you weren't down.
Point.
You weren't down for a title fight. So does that guarantee them, and you, keep in mind, you can't force these legends to fight, right? But does the winner of this fight then guarantee you cannot hide, you cannot run any longer? It's a former champion next, Kamaru Usman, Leon Edwards, or
yeah.
Who's the other one I got?
No, those are the two.
No. Or Colby Covington.
He's done, dude. He's done.
But you hate him so much, right? Hear me out. Let him get his ass beat.
Oh yeah, no, let us get. I just don't think he wants. I don't think he's fighting anymore, bro. I think he's gonna go try to become a senator in Florida or something. He's gonna go join Trump's team. I don't know.
I mean, the fact that he just recently posted a political thing on Instagram about voting, I was about to call him and be like, "Cool. So when are you fighting next?" Like, great, Colby.
No,
thanks for the fucking.
He wants to be
heads up.
He wants to be a senator, dude. He wants to be like fucking the governor of Florida, and you know he's.
Maybe this clip will age nicely.
Yeah.
I think he'll obviously take a fight if it's a good matchup, but the problem with Colby is that it's got to be a big enough name and a low-skilled enough opponent.
Yeah.
He's not going to, you know what I mean? Like, Ian and Joaquin are big enough names, I feel like, maybe, but they're too skilled.
This is we're going to go, bro, you fight once a year. You're never fighting for a title again.
Yeah. Fair enough. Okay, last thing I got though. Last thing, just want to touch on it. Shavkat and Bilal, right? Bilal's injury. Anything you kind of make of that?
No, but it was interesting to hear what Chael said on his about how serious that type of infection is, and that how people have died from those type of infections. And I didn't realize the seriousness of what it was. So, I hope him a speedy recovery. I hope everything goes smoothly. And those are the things that happen within what at these gyms, that you get put in yourself position because those things get passed around. So that's really my only what I really do feel like.
Hmm.
I think it's going to take him a while to recover. I think he's going to lose. He's going to have an interim. Someone's going to get the interim belt, and he's going to lose the next fight, and he may never be the same in that he had a one and done fucking type of championship.
Dang, I haven't thought that far yet.
you're
But I
like, you're like, all right, wait. I,
no no no.
I
But
got
I hear
high
you.
last night, and I was thinking, and I started running down the road map. I was just like, I literally was.
I'm like, dude. Usually I'm the one who comes up with these conspiracy theories
No, but
first.
I
Nah.
really was thinking. I was like, dude, it may be like a year from he fights, and he's not gonna be that same person, and he's gonna have ring rust, and he's gonna be the next Kamar Usman, and then
Yeah.
it's gonna have all these new guys, and he's just gonna be not Kobe Covington, but like Kamar Usman.
Yeah. I'll say at least he's not getting a surgery because a surgery would make me almost believe that more.
Mm-hmm.
At least it's just staph. But here's what I'll say, because I actually had a thought about it, and yours is just more well developed. I was thinking that he's got the staph infection in the foot or a bone infection, right? So it's pretty bad, and he's going to be on antibiotics. Anyone knows antibiotics, they zap your endocrine system, right?
Mm-hmm.
So his hormones are going to be completely shot.
Okay.
Like his testosterone levels are going to be as low as possible. And what's tough is the shape he's been in, right? Because in that Leon fight, he was in crazy shape. He made it look easy. He's in crazy physical shape, looking super shredded. Now to get that back, to where he was at after this next few months of antibiotics or 2 months, you're talking about a lot of work to get back to where you were.
Yeah.
You lost a lot of that work that you put in over the last couple years.
It's not starting.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, it's not starting from ground zero, but it's like starting from like 25% of you was taken away, and you kind of got to build it all back up again, and that takes a lot of time.
Right.
And so he's 34.
Yeah, he's up there in age. That's what I'm saying.
Not
A lot of these guys are going to be gone.
Yeah, he's not young. Next year he roll in 88, 98, 2008, 2018. He's 30. He's 35. A year from now, 36. We're talking, dude. And by this time next year, we're like, oh, he's almost gonna be 37. That's.
And keep in mind, Shavkat's not an easy fight to come back to now.
And he's young, undefeated, got that vigor. Yeah, so it's gonna be interesting.
Should be interesting. I think we touched on all the topics.
Yeah. Kobe retired. That's
that's the low key biggest diss of the whole thing, right, Colby?
No,
your dislike for Colby, your disdain.
And Joaquin Buckley, man, get that dub.
Yeah, get that dub. Get that dub.
Get that bonus.
Keep running them numbers up.
Keep running them.
Hard for me to root against, guys, but obviously Joaquin always comes on the show. Of course, I'm rooting for
me.
Joaquin.
It's easy to root against Ian Garry because he fucking dislike his whole like attitude about shit. Like,
but to be publicly, like I hate to publicly say.
Yeah, but when he did the Jeff,
I'm rocking with Joaquin.
What was it? The Jeff Neal shirt? Was that who it was, or who did he wear? Ian.
Yeah, the mug shot.
Yeah, bro. All his whole thing, all that, and it was funny at the time.
He's always trashing.
Well, no, it was funny at the time. It was like the whole wax thing came out. To be honest with you, I don't give a fuck what you and your wife do. Dude, fuck whoever they want. If you want to have your fucking baby daddy in the house and fucking he's the nanny, bro, to each his own. It's the other shit that I was like, bro, fuck you, dog. Like, that's out of pocket. Out of pocket. And he like tries to play like he's Mr. Nice Guy too. Like, nah, bro, like, I don't know, dude. Something about him rubs me the wrong way. Joaquin Buckley fucks him up.
Yeah, I don't know what rubs me the wrong way about Ian. I guess it's like the antics.
Like,
I don't like it.
Yeah, and maybe part of it's not him and he's just playing a role. But I don't know, bro. It's this whole, I don't know. It's something there, dude. I don't know what it is. I can't put my finger on it.